Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we re-diving into one of the most popular open source torrent clients out there, qBittorrent, and its brand new update, version 5.1.3. Now, this isn't just a small patch. This release brings native Wayland support, a bunch of important stability improvements, and a set of bug fixes that make it smoother than ever across all platforms, Linux, Windows, and macOS. So whether you're a longtime qBittorrent user or just discovering open source alternatives to uTorrent, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's new, what's fixed, and why this version matters more than you might think. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what qBittorrent actually is. It's an open source BitTorrent client, meaning it lets you download and share files over the peer-to-peer BitTorrent network. Think of it as the go-to alternative for people who want the same simplicity as uTorrent, but without ads, trackers, or unnecessary bundled software. It's free, it's cross-platformy, and it's maintained by a strong community of developers who genuinely care about privacy and performance. Over the years, qBittorrent has become the default torrent client for Linux users, and even many Windows and macOS users have switched because of how lightweight and clean it feels. Now, version 5.1.3 has landed, and the biggest headline feature is native Wayland support in the AppImage build. If you're a Linux user running newer desktops like GNOME, KDE, Plasma 6, or Cosmic DUL, you'll know that more. And more distros are moving away from X11 and embracing Wayland as the modern display protocol. Wayland promises smoother rendering, better security, and cleaner graphics handling. Until now, qBittorrent's AppImage version relied on X-Wayland compatibility, which sometimes caused graphical glitches, screen tearing, or scaling issues, especially on high DPI displays. But with native Wayland support baked into this new release, qBittorrent now integrates seamlessly with Wayland sessions. That means no more weird cursor bugs, no more blurry interface, and a more consistent look with your desktop theme. It's a small change on paper, but if you've been using modern Linux desktops, you'll instantly feel the difference. Let's move on to the bug fixes, because this update is packed with them. First, qBittorrent 5.1.3 addresses a crash related to the get-from-dump function on certain Linux systems. This bug was pretty nasty. In some cases, qBittorrent would randomly crash right after launching, especially in sandboxed environments or containers. That's now fixed, bringing more reliability when running qBittorrent inside AppImages or even custom Docker setups. Another small but handy fix deals with empty folders. Previously, when you deleted or moved torrents, qBittorrent sometimes left behind empty directories. It wasn't harmful, but it cluttered up your download folder over time. With version 5.1.3, that's gone. When you remove a torrent and its data, it cleans up properly. They've also fixed an issue where exporting torrent files failed if a file with the same name already existed. Now it automatically handles those cases smoothly. Next up, accessibility. This update includes a fix for screen reader support in the torrent list. It might not affect most users directly, but it is important for accessibility, allowing visually impaired users to interact with their torrent queue more efficiently. Open source software thrives on inclusivity, and it's great to see qBittorrent paying attention to this. Another improvement that stands out is related to command line arguments. qBittorrent now allows using the equals incli values. That might sound technical, but it's actually useful for people automating torrent downloads or integrating qBittorrent with scripts, especially in server setups. For macOS users, there's a small but important fix to system language auto detection now works properly again. Previously, some users found qBittorrent defaulting to English even when their macOS system was set to another language. Now it respects your system locale out of the box. Windows users get some love as well. The installer now includes Catalan and Kurdish translations, expanding qBittorrents, global accessibility. The Windows Update Checker has also been improved to provide more reliable notifications when a new version is available. And speaking of localization, the developers fixed a few invalid transifex links, so translations can continue to improve without broken references. On the WebUI side, which is the built-in web interface you can use to manage torrents remotely, there are small but meaningful improvements too. The autofill suggestion now uses native path separators, depending on your OS, which might sound minor, but it makes a big difference when managing downloads across Linux and Windows servers. They've also refined tab focus behavior in the hideable tab bar widget, improving keyboard navigation for people who prefer shortcuts over mouse interaction. All of these changes come together to make qBittorrent feel smoother, more polished, and more modern than ever before. Now, let's zoom out a bit and talk about why Wayland support is such a big deal in the bigger picture of Linux software development. For years, Linux desktop users have lived with X11, a decades-old display system that has been showing its age. As desktops like GNOME and KDE Plasma transition fully to Wayland, applications that fail to adapt will slowly fall behind. That's why qBittorrent adding native Wayland support to its AppImage is a milestone. It shows that the developers are keeping up with the modern Linux ecosystem. Wayland compatibility ensures future releases will work seamlessly across distributions like Fedora, OpenSEAS, Ubuntu GNOME, and even the upcoming Cosmic desktop from System 7.6. And because it SEN AppImage, you don't have to worry about dependencies, just download, make it executable, and run it anywhere. It'll detect your Wayland session automatically and render natively without requiring export. Let us also not forget that qBittorrent 5.1 itself brought in a bunch of internal upgrades earlier this year, like an updated libranch engine, better memory management, and more refined category handling. So this 5.1.3 release feels like the perfect polishing step, cleaning up bugs and preparing the foundation for what's coming next. Now, if you're wondering whether you should upgrade, the answer is yes, absolutely. There's no reason not to. You'll get better performance, improved stability, and smoother integration with your system, especially on modern Linux desktops. If you're on Windows or Mac OS, the improvements might feel smaller, but you'll still benefit from the overall bug fixes and translation updates. To upgrade on Linux, you can either grab the AppImage from the official qBittorrent website or check your distribution as package manager. Most major distros will roll out the updates soon, but the AppImage gives you the newest build right away. Before wrapping up, let's appreciate what makes qBittorrent special in the first place. It's completely free, it respects your privacy, and it gives you powerful features like RSS feeds, sequential downloading, IP filtering, category organization, and a full-featured web UI, all without ads or telemetry. In a world where most commercial torrent clients are filled with trackers, qBittorrent continues to stand out as the gold standard of open source torrent. And that's why updates like this one matter. They don't just fix bugs, they keep the project alive, secure, and evolving with the modern desktop environment. So if you haven't used qBittorrent in a while, now's the perfect time to revisit it. Try the new AppImage build, see how well it integrates with Wayland, and you'll notice how clean and polished it's become. And if you appreciate open source development, consider contributing, whether it's by translating, donating, or simply reporting bugs. That's how great tools like this continue to thrive. All right, that's it for today's deep dive into qBittorrent 5.1.3. Let me know in the comments what torrent client you're reusing right now. Is it qBittorrent, Transmission, Deluge, or something else entirely? And if you've already tested this new version, did you notice the smoother Wayland experience? If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss future updates on Linux software, open source tools, and desktop innovations. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay open source, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.